Hello, this is a Minecraft tutorial for how to do Poker Face by Lady Gaga using Minecraft note blocks. We will be doing the intro repeating parts at the beginning of the song. To start off, you will need a dispenser, exactly 2 blocks of space, and then a target block to receive arrows from the dispenser. Fill the dispenser with as many arrows as you intend to play your song. You need a button or some sort of way to activate the dispenser. The dispenser or the button needs to be hooked up with one line of each note block, and the other line of note blocks in each row need to be hooked up to the target block somehow. Make sure none of the lines connect. You can stack the different instruments on top of each other like I did in my song, or you can put them side by side like they are in this tutorial. Each of the rows of note blocks will be 2 spaces apart with 5 ticks worth of repeater on there. To do that, you will need a repeater at full ticks, which is 4, and then an untouched repeater, which is 1. 5 ticks between each. Same with the other side. The notes for how to do the piano part will look like this. And I like to double up on the note blocks to give it a fuller sound, but the note block that is doubled up will have the same pitch as the note block that is next to it. Also keep in mind that you do not need to use amethyst blocks for piano. Piano is the sound that happens with any miscellaneous box that doesn't follow under another instrument category. The easiest material to use is dirt. If you are short on resources, just use dirt underneath the note blocks. Also keep in mind that with any instrument, whatever block that's underneath the repeaters doesn't matter, it just matters what's under the note block. You can check what instrument the note block is by pressing F3 and looking on the right side where it says instrument. It'll say harp. Harp is the one that we are using for this section. You can also double check what note your note block is tuned to by looking at the note part. The pumpkin part will look exactly the same as the piano part. Make sure you use actual pumpkins. They cannot be jack-o'-lanterns. They give the didgeridoo instrument. For the actual song, I let the piano play once before I let the pumpkins play, but you can let them all play together. It'll still sound beautiful. And for the last section, I used emeralds. Emerald is the only block that will give the bit sound, which I think sounds best for Lady Gaga, and that is tuned like this. If you want your sounds to repeat, all the emerald blocks on the second iteration will change from 5 and 7 to 9 and 10. So retune all of your blocks from 5 to 9 and all of your 7 blocks to 10. To get the zombie notes, you need a zombie head on top of the note blocks, and that will be on the last 4 note blocks in the pumpkin section, and also the first note block of the pumpkin section when repeated. Make as many loops as this as you want, and keep in mind that the piano runs once before the didgeridoo is introduced, and when the didgeridoo is introduced, that runs once before the emeralds are introduced. One last thing you can do is add a drum beat, which would be using stone and sand spaced out 2 blocks apart like this, with the same full repeater and untouched repeater between each. And this would be connected to the dispenser or button. Whatever you have connected to the first row on the note blocks, make sure it's not connected to the target block, it's got to be connected to the button. And these note blocks don't really matter what they're tuned to because they are the bass drum and the snare drum. I'm going to tune them to 2, 5, and 9 because then they're slightly spaced out and it gives it a more fuller drum sound than usual. Same with the snare drum. And when you are all finished with that drum beat, then it should sound like this.